Hello, and welcome back to Xpwaste, where if you're willingly tuning in to a podcast about old school RuneScape the week after bingo ends, you might have a problem. And if you do, don't worry, you're in good company. Hi, I'm Oxie.
And I'm Michael. If this is your first time and you didn't just play in a TNL bingo, welcome to the show. We are an old school RuneScape podcast, as Oxie alluded to, and that may be the reason why you tuned in. We're going to talk about stuff today. I don't know. We're kind of flying by the seat of our pants, but normally
this is definitely like a bingo hangover episode.
Yeah. Normally we talk about old school RuneScape, what we're doing in the game, the news. We give you tips and tricks. Sometimes we'll do a cheeky little tier list. So stay tuned for all of that. If you're not new around here, welcome back. I have two of these wonderful little Vorkath plushies, one of which we're going to try and figure out how to give away. We actually have one of everything. So we have the little green guy, which some people call Elvarg, Vorkath, and then hold on. Other KBD is still in the bag because I don't want to open it. But he's right there. It is in all of his glory right there. So, these are awesome. I really like it. And this Vorkath is ginormous. And it was a steal. These things were like $30. It's insane. Anyway, welcome to the show. Oxie, how are you?
Man, I tell you what, I'm tired.
You need some coffee?
I am tired. Dude, not only do I need coffee, I didn't have any today. In my endeavors today, I have not had coffee. So in my job, we moved offices because the building I normally work at is under construction for the summer. So I'm in a new office. I'm in like a different faculty member's building, or a different faculty member's office in a different building. And we don't have like a sink. And I don't know how to what am I going to do? Wash out a coffee pot at a drinking fountain? I don't want to do that. So I haven't made coffee while I'm at work, which also means I haven't had coffee. And in my old building, if we don't have coffee, there's a cafe on the floor above us. So it sucks, but we can go get the cafe coffee. That's not too bad. We don't have that in the building that I'm in. So I literally spent the day raw dogging it with no caffeine. And it's been rough.
Sucks to be you, sir.
I was very tired throughout the day, and I'm still very tired. And I almost took a nap when I got home, and I'm like, I swear to God, if I fall asleep, we're not doing an episode this week. Because I'm not going to be able to get up.
Oh.
I'm just going to fall asleep at 6 o'clock and just take the L and wake up at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Over the weekend, I partook in a lot of physical yard labor because the Mother's Day gift that keeps on giving is a son who can uproot a bunch of trees in the backyard. So we did a bunch of yard work on Saturday and on Sunday. Literally, we went to Sunday brunch for Mother's Day, looked all cute, it was great, and then I came home and put a cutoff on, and then was swinging a splitting wedge around all afternoon long. But obviously, I have been also playing in bingo, and I didn't get to take any time off for bingo from work. That said, I think I only had 5 clients for the entire week. So
that's decent.
I think I had 5 or 6 scheduled, and then my 2 later in the week canceled. They didn't no-show. They just canceled ahead of time. Unprompted. I was like... So from Wednesday to Sunday, I didn't really have any work things to do, which was really nice. And I had a blast. I was on a great team, Take Eat the Rich. And we played a shit ton, but I'm sure I will get into that.
Yeah.
But needless to say, the sleep schedule got a little bit wonky. And yeah, man, I'm sleepy. It's time for bed for the rest of the week. But how are you, Michael? What have you been up to?
Bingo, honestly. I did take off work. And so basically my job this week was RuneScape because I got to play basically the entire time that I would have been at work. My son gets home from daycare, right, kind of like almost right when I get off work. I have like an hour. And so I played from the morning till early afternoon. And then after my son went to bed, played until like 11. I couldn't degen. That was the only thing that kind of sucked this week, is I still had a bedtime because I'm still waking up at 6:30 every morning to take my son to school. So
that's okay. You know what we call that around these parts? On my team, we call that morning shift. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being a dedicated morning shifter, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
See, I got to play a bunch and it was good. I played on my main, which looking back, I'm happy I did. I think I was like, I had no stress about anything. Like I could do all the content, could contribute to a lot of tiles, all the tiles actually. I did more Abyssal Sire than I have ever done in my entire life. And that is one entire task, almost without stopping. And I got one unsired, which I was happy about. I'm finally on rate, I think, for the unsires that I've gotten, which is 3 in 270 kills, I think. It's like
almost,
close to
you're
rate.
Almost to rate.
Close
almost
to rate. It's more acceptable than like 2 pre 100 KC, which happened, I think, the last time I played a bingo where we had unsired. So I didn't think it was going to happen. I was really worried. And I got it with like 30 left on the task, which the task was like 170 or something. So it was a lot of unsired. I learned a lot about Sire, learned where to stand to shoot. I learned that the Void Waker is cracked. I love that so much. Taking the thing everywhere, dude. Like it makes me want to just go to the wildy bosses until I get it on the iron because I love that weapon so much. I think it's been my one of my favorite purchases of all time, hands down. It's so good.
I had never owned a Void Waker before. I knew it was a good weapon, but like it was always out of my price range. The week before bingo, I was in a 3-way shadow split.
Oh.
So I had a little bit of money laying around, and I bought one. I used it a place here and there, and when I tell you, the music. Do you hear the music, Michael? Do you hear that tune?
Yeah.
That's playing?
Yeah.
Do folks at home, do you hear the music? That's the Symphony of the Void Waker. And let me tell you, this weapon is fucking awesome. We were having such a good time with it. We were trying to do the speed runs, the TOA boss speed runs. Mm-hmm. And we got to the Baba one, and we're like, all right, we're going to do Baba with overloads and blue potions. Just sip a blue potion, Void Waker Symphony.
Oh.
It was awesome, dude. I think we got 3 specs in, and we immediately phased Baba.
That's awesome.
First thing of poop. Dude, we were having a blast. So the Void Waker definitely is up there on like super fun spec weapons for me now. And of course I did christen myself with the Void Waker at Tob. I spec'd an 80 on the melee Nilo and almost killed myself with the reflection damage.
That's amazing.
So that was really fun.
That's amazing. I think I was hitting 80s on Sire. It's busted, dude. I think it was 79 was literally my max hit on Sire. Like once he opens up and does his last like teleporting phase, most of the time you can just Void Waker spec and kill it 2 times. It's pretty cracked. And it's great in TOA. It's great in most content where you would bring Dragon Claws or another spec weapon. So happy I bought it. I sold it for a little bit while it was like in the dip. Lost a little money because I had to buy it back when it was expensive again because they decided not to nerf it. But it's all out in the wash. I didn't get any crazy splits this bingo as far as content goes because Troll just like soloed all of our raid styles. It was pretty insane. We went fairly dry at Toa, and then somebody did a solo and got a light bearer, and that completed it for us. So I didn't do anything really but Toa. And
you did a solo Toa.
I soloed my first 150, which felt really good. and it makes me want to solo it on the iron, but I don't think I have the gear for a 150. I think I could do less than a 150 and like maybe send solos to get a fang. And then once I have a fang, try. But like, I understand Akka so much more than I ever did now because I like raiding with you. Unfortunately, Oxie, and this is just a bit of feedback, you don't explain things very well. And so when you say we're getting DPS checked, I have no idea what that means until I'm doing a 300 and the entire...
They got you into a 300?
Yeah, but we didn't pass because we were getting DPS checked because not unfortunately, but like unintentionally, I drafted half a team of Ironmen. And they're all playing on their GIMs. So, not all of them. But like my main two heavy hitters were Soul and Sim. And Sim, who's Simon. Simon has an iron, which is pretty decent. He's not a GIM. And Soul like bum rushed this iron, which is also really decent. But they don't have like Bofa. I think Soul had a Bofa. But like we just got DPS checked on a 300. So we tried one 300, didn't do anything else. But like, we were pushing like 200s plus. But I now know DPS check means you have to kill the shadow. And if you don't kill the shadow in time, the entire floor lights up. And so you just like, you get bodied by the specials. And I
think there's technically a way to skip it with staircasing, but that's a little, I don't even know how to staircase.
Yeah, Soul was doing that. And I was like, what are you doing over there? And he's like, yeah, I'm skipping. I'm like, oh, and I'm dead. So, but I can do feeling special now, which is great. It's not hard. The only thing
2 years, so glad.
The only thing is I can't be late. Like, where you stand when people are butterflying? If I'm not paying attention and he like slaps the ground and the lights are going off, I've died multiple times to that because I just wasn't paying attention and I was late to getting to the tile and like remembering where to go next. I'm guessing, but like the timing is there. I have the timing. And it all came down to game sounds. So like if you're out there and you're struggling with feeling special, just it's game sounds, baby. Like as soon as you see the last light pop up, move. And then as soon as you hear the thunder wave, move. And you've got it. Easy peasy. You just had to do it. I just had to do it. And now it's second nature to me because I am a Tombs of a Mascot champion who soloed a 150 with feeling special turned on.
Oh, that's the best news I've heard all day. That's the best news I've heard all day. For the record, I do explain raids very well and very in detail. However, we've not been in a situation, don't give me that look. We've not been in a situation where you're like, hey, explain to me how this room works in detail.
Mm-hmm.
I did it. We did it the other day in Chambers. I think I went on like a duo or a trio or something. It was some median and somebody else. And he made the same comment. I was talking about something for Ulm or one of the rooms, and he's like, wow, hold on. You actually can explain this really well. I'm like, yeah, I know how to.
You do it when you care.
When 8 people are screaming in the background about something in a general chat, or they're just like, we don't care. We're going to pot and go anyway. The learners will figure it out. Like, I can explain it very well. Not every setting is appropriate to explain it very well because, like, you just have to see it and you're probably gonna die. So, but I can explain pretty much most content. I can't really do the Awakened bosses and Soul Heredit. And I really shouldn't be explaining Fazani's Nightmare. But I got a pretty good grasp on everything else.
A peek behind the curtain for most of y'all, when it's just me and Oxie doing content, usually it's like, at least in TOA, it's like, oh, I hate this raid. God, I hate this raid. It's so just
because you're
stinky.
You drag me along. You're like, I'm not gonna go if you don't go on your Iron Man. I'm like, Michael, that's a bad idea. We're gonna have a bad time. You're like, we're a group for a reason. So I have to go on an account that I don't even know what fucking gear I have at this point. It's like, all right, regular Karis, Iban's Blast, MSBI,
You wait. You just wait until we get the blue gem. It's over. I don't even have the blue gem. I don't think I have the blue gem. I might. I can't remember on this account.
I got the red gem day of release. That shit was fun as hell. That was the red gem doesn't mean anything, but on day one it was super fun because the strategy for like the first 8 hours was like Oxie go in and spec with the red gem, and then we just tear the boss apart, and then we just get right back to it. So that was a good time.
What does the red gem do? It's like
it
boosts your teammates, right?
Yeah, it boosts your teammates' damage, but it turns your attack speed to like a 10 tick cycle or something. So like you spec once, everyone else does a shit ton of damage.
Oh wow.
And then you don't really get to attack after that for a little while.
Huh. Is that boosted in Wardens? Like when you're doing the
no, people can hit like 60s with
Whoa.
the DDS spec with it. It's pretty cool.
Very nice.
It's pretty cool, but unfortunately it's not the meta, so you don't see it super often.
Damn. I had a lot of fun during bingo. I think my team what would Tim Pedwar do? I think we placed like 12th or no, 17th, 16th. I can't remember. It's right in the middle. That's all that really matters. Neither good nor bad. Just pretty average. I'm proud of my team though. We left we left some hard stuff on the table. Obviously, there were some really RNG dependent grinds. We didn't have a lot of people doing Slayer, so obviously we didn't get the Slayer unique. I'm trying to remember, we didn't have anybody really doing Muspa. Nobody wanted to send that content, so I think we got one Venator shard out of the 4 that we needed. And we didn't have anybody doing Nex. So those, I think, Nex, Muspa, Superiors, and the Rev Weapon. Those were the big 4 that I think we actually left on the table.
I was just about to say, who was out killing Revenants on your team?
Yeah, no, that was on the table. Do we go dry? Fear wants to know if we went dry on anything troll. We did a lot of learners at TOA for a thread. Like you would think if you don't have a thread, somebody surely has to get one if we're doing a 150. But it took us probably until like Wednesday to get a thread. So it was like that one I was worried that we weren't going to get because we had the Vial of Blood and the Dark Relic day 1. And we just needed the thread.
We couldn't get the Vial of Blood till like Thursday.
What?
We were just having such a bad time. We didn't send nearly as much Tob. Like for a team of people who can do Theater of Blood pretty effectively, both as like carries and learners, we honest to God didn't get it till like Wednesday or Thursday night. Like it was bad. We're like, dude, there's no way that we haven't seen Vials of Blood yet. We didn't see any Tob purples all week long. Yeah, we didn't see the Vials of Blood till the last one. That's what actually completed that tile for us.
That's hilarious.
Vials of Blood, because we saw the thread. We took some learners with us at TOA. We're like, do you guys have a thread? Or a couple of our teammates. And they're like, no, we don't. We're like, oh, well, you're about to. And then Russ, one of the guys in our team who's like several hundreds of KC with like the Fang kit, he got the thread of all people. So we're like,
damn.
All right, cool. Guess that counts. We sent mostly chambers. We were doing a lot of raiding, and it was a lot of chambers, my team.
Yeah.
We
just
chambered
going dry,
it up.
huh? I just realized that my team's carry is in the recording booth, Troll, and he reminded us that he sent nearly, I think it was like 950 mole and didn't get the long bone.
The team carry, giant mole.
That was the troll drop for Troll. Was he sent so much giant mole, and I did mole in the classic full Derox, and I got it in like 30 kills. It's really fun to hit 100s on mole. Let me tell you, if you guys haven't done the full Derox method on mole, just do it. It'll boost your ego a bit because like when you're potted up with piety, almost max gear, like hundreds, crazy. Oh yeah, he got the pet. Troll got the pet, which was Pog. Did you get any pets this bingo, Oxie? No.
I did not, dude.
Wow.
This bingo, I look at the fantasy scores and I'm shocked I did as high as as scored as well as I did, because I just feel like I did nothing this bingo. Like, I did a lot of content, of course, but like I feel like I didn't get any pets this bingo. All of the purples that I saw did not count for tiles. Like, whether it was in my name or I was present for. I think the only I was a part of a couple ones that were worth tiles. Like, I was a part of the armor one, and I was in the raid where we got the board blacked out. But like, for example, I got a Kodai this week in a CM. My chest turned red and my heart dropped, and I was like, "Oh, Kodai!" And it didn't count for a tile because we already had the weapon done. And I think I remember posting about that. People were like, "Oh, GZ, that's a mega rare." I'm like, "It's not a tile. This game sucks." And yeah, I don't know. I didn't get any pets. Like, I got the Mask of Renewal for my team. I did some agility XP, unsurprisingly, for my team. God, what else did I do? I submitted the nightmare speedrun time. It's like, I felt like I did a good job as a captain. I like contributed. I taught a lot. I was able to inform and help upgrade people and gear people, appropriately. But as far as like getting the drops myself, I don't know how my fantasy score was as high as it was, like my individual player score. For what I actually put in.
I guess I'll find my score. I didn't even look at my individual score. I feel like it's not as high as I probably
look at it. I didn't really look at it either. I just saw a screenshot of how my team did overall. And yeah, I got my score was 31.585, which I am shocked at. Absolutely shocked at that it was that high. I don't think it should have been.
31. What's the highest score?
On my team, it was Russ with 34.
Oh.
But I know there's a lot of people who are scored like in the 40s,
wow,
nearly 50s, things like that. So like, I definitely by no means do I have the highest fantasy score.
Oh wait, does that mean you got 30 points out of your team's 255?
Probably.
Wow.
I don't know. I feel like I just didn't. I don't know. I did not. I did fine. I had a very good time, and I think I loved the team that I was on. I think the first thing my team kept saying was, "How does he keep getting away with this?" Because I once again, I got the band back together. Nate and I did in the draft, and we got an awesome team. I had a great time playing bingo with the boys. We blacked the board out. My team finished 4th place. We blacked the board out. We tied for 4th with TMD's team, which frankly offended that we tied with TMD. But our team did 0.6 better on the fantasy scores than his. So, hell, suck it, TMD.
There was one point where my team was beating yours by a few points, and I was like, I've done it. We're good. I can sleep happy now.
I looked at that because I was in VC with the team. I said, "Boys, I don't like the fact that we're not in first, but I do find it personally offensive that I'm losing to TMD." And they said, "And Michael." I said, "No." And they said, "No, check the score sheet. What would Tim Pedmar do is ahead of us?" I said, "Nobody's going to bed. Everybody's getting out there. Nobody's going to bed. I'm not going down like this."
Personally boosted your morale. That's all I can. That's what I'm here for.
Dude, the morale was in the toilet. We had some stinky tiles this bingo, and I'm so glad you got to experience an entire task at Abyssal Sire. To know that 3 on Sires is
way
such
too
a
many
tile. It's
way
such
too
a
many.
Tile.
I said
the
to my
tile
team,
was
I'm
named
like,
Miasma Misery, and my whole team was like, at least they got the name correct. It was horrible.
If I have anything to do with any future bingos, there will never be another. Why? Why is Unsire? Why do we keep doing this to people, Oxie? It's terrible.
Bro, Springo 23, we made him make a whole bludgeon. That one was brutal.
That's brutal as hell. Because
but like
two of us got unsired. Well, we got all three, right? We finished the tile, but like we got one bludgeon piece, and then the other two were abyssal heads. One of which was a dupe because we couldn't use it for the head tile. Which the head tile was the abyssal head from Abyssal Sire was kind of monka because if you know, everybody who played bingo knows one thing you have to have is your name somewhere, like on the screen. And most of the time it's in the chat box. But when you get the head from Abyssal Sire, it covers your chat box. And then it, unless it's a collection log slot, it doesn't actually tell you in the chat box any indication that you got the head or like what drop that you got in the chat box. So at the very last second, literally like 3 seconds, my team was like, clip it. I'm like, how? They're like, in Discord, click the button. So I clipped it because I'm a nitro, like I have nitro. And so I clicked the clip button. And luckily, I got a recording of me using the little unsired, the head popping up. And that's what I used for my tile submission.
Which is not how that should be done in the future, by the way. Yeah, throw that out there right now. You guys really should not be doing not going to be doing that in the future. Not really trying to get clips because that's a lot for us to manage.
Yeah.
Because Discord rolled out this super cool feature
so stupid.
at the beginning of the year where Discord links expire after 24 hours. So if you take a photo in Discord or you send a picture to Discord, you right click, copy link, and paste it somewhere like a Google Doc or a Google Sheet like we do for bingo. And then you click on that link again after the fact, it says this link is invalid. Now, if you paste that link back into Discord, the picture will show up, but it's to prevent like malware or viruses or something in Discord. And in doing that, it's made like verification after the fact so much more difficult.
Yeah.
Like,
well, probably
it's a major pain.
People, I think our team captains, this is just, I'm spitballing here because I have no idea what we're going to do, but I was trying to think of like a solution, and it might come down to once the screenshot is posted in the Discord, then the team captain saves that somewhere and then uploads it to Imgur or one of those like image hosting websites, and then you paste the Imgur link into the spreadsheet. Instead of like copying the Discord link, it's just one extra step. You know, you save it to Imgur, and then it's there forever.
But yeah, that's a super cool feature that Discord's rolled out.
I hate it.
It's like, I wish there was a way to turn it off server by server. Like if we could just turn it off for a server or turn it off for channels, that would be cool.
I imagine there's got to be some sort of server load that they're trying to like keep less bogged down, because technology wise, it's got to take a lot of resources to keep those links active indefinitely. And so if they can free up server load, probably what they're trying to get at. And I mean, the malware virus stuff could be plausible as well, but there's really no reason why links, like why it should matter so much that links stay active for more than 24 hours. Because you can always just, like you said, you paste it back into Discord. But for our purposes, it was very convenient to be able to just click the link and it takes you right to the message. And then we look at the screenshot. A lot more work. But if we could get a website that everybody just goes to the website, you upload your image there, AI looks at it, verifies it, and then marks the tile complete with who did it. Golly gee, this is like, we're in the future.
Oh, you see, you're talking too many steps.
Oh,
I'm not gonna get too into it because we don't even know if the technology is possible. Our scientists in the lab are still working on whether or not it's possible. Right? The boys,
the underpaid
we'll let
data
you know.
team.
The underpaid data team, the boys in the lab, they're working on it. Right? I'm working on some other things. I'm trying to craft something to present for fall bingo, and we'll see how it goes. But I think it's going to be incredible. Going back to Springo, right? You guys have probably already seen it by the time this episode comes out, but the post bingo survey has probably already gone live, and hopefully you filled it out. And if you didn't, go over to the SPRINGO chat with announcements and go fill that out right now. Right now. Captains, you should also have gotten a survey by now. Go fill it out right now. We need that information for the fall. Please and thank you. I have been working on the surveys and things like that all day, so I'm curious. I'm not going to have us like take it together because that's kind of an arduous pain in the ass. What was, off the top of your head, your favorite and least favorite tile, not including Sire, just because we just talked about that?
Okay. I'm looking at the board right now. That's why I'm looking straight up.
Looking up to the heavens. Oh.
Huh. There's a lot of tiles, dude. We had 72 tiles. I think... Oh, man. I didn't... Okay. You were talking about earlier how your contributions were slim. You were doing more captaining than, being a contributor.
Which wasn't bad. I just didn't get a lot of drops. Like, all the drops I got didn't count. I was a part of a Tebow split. Which, by the way, you're like, I didn't make it. You made a little bit of money. I made like 1.1 bill bingo.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Like, dude, I was a part of a duo Tebow, 825 a piece.
Oh my gosh.
Life-changing.
And you didn't send any money to me.
No,
pay me
not
any alimony or child support or anything.
Not a bit. That's not in the contract.
Damn it.
That is not in the contract.
I'll just marry you for your money.
You only like me for my shorts.
I don't really have a favorite tile. Maybe you probably do. So if you start talking, maybe it'll jog my memory. I tried a lot of stuff. Like my hand was pretty much, it was spread out. Like besides rows 1 and 2, I didn't really do anything on those rows. I got to level with you. But everything else I tried, I think.
I wish I could say the same.
Unless Troll just like soloed it. Because he got us all 4 rings. He got us all the raids drops. Got nearly all of the Hydra stuff. Troll did a lot. The man is a powerhouse. But like I had my hand in a lot of things. I killed Duke twice and died twice. I tried it at least. I was called in to do waves at the Coliseum. And in the very last second, they said, never mind, you're good. We got it. It was at the last hour. We were trying to scramble to find people just to send Coliseum. And they're like, can you do it? I'm like, no, yes, maybe. Like I'm stuck on my iPad. And so then I talked to my wife. I'm like, what do you think about me going to spend like 30 minutes on the computer? Because it's Mother's Day, mind you. She's like, yeah, okay. So I get on the computer. I hop into voice chat. And Simon's like, hey, actually, I think Richard and Dickie Bird sent some waves. So you're good. I'm like, hell yeah. Okay. I don't need to do the Coliseum. I didn't do any demonic gorillas. Didn't need that. Okay. So I think, unironically, I think my favorite tile was Seracnus. I soloed that. I don't think anybody else on my team did a single Seracnus kill. I can't see, I haven't seen how many I killed this week, but it had to be close to like 300. And I got another cudgel, my 3rd cudgel in, I think 500 and something KC. But I was doing Slayer because I was going for the superior drop. And Duradel's like, hey, you want to kill Seracnus? I'm like, hell yeah, I do 50 times. So I killed 50 on task. It's a great time. And yeah, I'm really good at Seracnus. If you guys don't know, you can bring a ring of stone and basically glitch out the webs. And so whenever she's like holds you in place, you just pop on a ring of stone and it can instantly move. And so I was wearing full range tank basically. I had Carol's crystal shield, and my range defense was high enough that I didn't have to switch to prayer range. And I was moving fast enough that she almost never got a range attack off. And so I just had Prey Melee up the whole time. I would 2 Voidwaker spec. Every other kill, I had Thralls. It was a good time. So I think my favorite was Seracnus. And like a lot of a lot of the sire kills sucked, but like eventually sunken cost fallacy just set in. And
you get into a rhythm with sire.
Yeah,
right?
like I was enjoying it. Like I was kind of sad that the task ended, and I was also kind of sad that somebody else got the third on sire, because I was like, it's not the worst. I can see how people can do this thousands of times. It just takes forever. And admittedly, in the beginning, I was killing it, going back to my house, resetting, going back, running all the way there. And then eventually I was just like, okay, I'm just going to bring a light bearer. And by the time I kill it, like by the time I get to the final phase, I'm back at 100% spec. So I really don't need to go back to my house to reset. So anytime I got like a potato drop, I was like, oh yeah, I don't have to go anywhere now. I never got all 4 of the miasma or whatever they're called, the vents killed in one round, which I thought I would at least get lucky 1 or 2 times, but I think you have to have a T-bow.
That CA, that's the second hardest CA. I think T-bow is actually dog shit there.
Oh.
That's the second hardest CA at Sire, is the 1 down. The hardest CAs, they grow up so fast. That one sucks. If you've ever done They Grow Up So Fast, you know especially how badly that one is dog shit. But the 1 down at Sire is not fun.
They grow up so fast as you just have to kill them before they turn into...
Yeah, you have to make sure...
sirens.
Yeah, none of the little scions do their thing.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that shit was tough. I've had a really hard time with that one when I was going for it back in the day. The secret is just to kill it quickly. Like, hit Sire hard, have someone spec transfer you for D-Claws or Voidwaker, and just kill Sire immediately. It's very difficult. You know.
So yeah, I would say Sire started as my least favorite, and then eventually it turned into Stockholm Syndrome, Sunken Cost Fallacy. I actually enjoyed it. There really wasn't one that I truly hated. This for me, I don't think I did enough of one thing to be truly like burned out on it, because I hopped around enough that I think it was fine. And I didn't do anything really. Like, we finished our Zulrah tile, and I was sad that it was finished, because that for me was my warm-up content before I got to Sire. I would go to Zulrah, send about 10, and then I'd be warmed up to go do stuff. And I actually contributed to that tile, which was fun. I got an Onyx, and I surpassed 1,000 KC on that at Zulrah as well. So a couple of big accomplishments, but that was early in the week. And then I think by like Tuesday or Wednesday, we finished it. I was like, well, what do I do to warm up now? I don't really know. It's all like, there's just like, I could go do Barrows, I guess, but I didn't really do Barrows or Perilous Moons or really any of the small stuff. I think, okay, I did do the Bryophyta tile because it was Friday, and I'm like, we have to do this. So I got 5 mossy keys, and I sent it, and I got it on my 5th key. So that was nice. Sent the back-to-back, didn't get anything. But yeah, nothing too crazy for me that was like, I would never do that again. What was yours? What was your favorite and least favorite?
I almost feel like I'm in the opposite boat. Like, I feel like a lot of it was, for me, just like, it was all right. Yeah, like, I didn't get to do any Hydra. I didn't get to do any Nex, which, like, I do enjoy Hydra because it makes a lot of money, but I know it can take a million years. Hydra got done. We got super spooned on Nex. Like, Heartless was like, I just need a break. I'm going to go do, like, some small team Nex. And got us, like, 4th Nihil Horner or something on the Iron.
Oh, my gosh.
3rd or 4th. Still no Torva Helm, by the way. So like some of us were like, all right, small team next. Now's the time, baby. We're gonna gear up and do small team next. And then we just never did because we got the next drop on like the day 1 or day 2. We got God Wars done relatively early, which felt very good. They sent me back to Sepulcher, and that was very much like, I'm back in the fucking building again. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I took weeks leading up to bingo to be done, and then these dumbass mods put an agility tile and a hollowed Sepulcher tile on the board. So every single person on my team was like, Oxie, you're gonna do the agility tile, right? I'm like, no.
Did you have to do all 4 of the locks?
No. I think I did one of them.
Okay.
I got one of them. One of our guys, Zeno, got 2 locks like back to back, pretty easy.
Did you see?
But I did have to spend. I sent a couple $100K down there in the sepulcher and on the Artie rooftops going for the tile.
Do you see the
I was
name of
like,
the
guys,
tile, by the
it's
way?
bingo. Oh, don't worry, I saw.
Good
It's
stuff.
called Oxie's new favorite tile, and let me tell you, it certainly was not. I gotta say, as far as like favorite tiles goes, I mean, I think I enjoy doing CMs. I think I feel better at CMs. Also, a fun thing that happened this week is Heartless just loaned me a shadow off his main. So I used the shadow all week long.
That's
and what I will say that the weapon still needs to be nerfed. For the good of the watch, the shadow to mech and shadow needs to be nerfed by some degree, or else we will literally never get new magic items in the game, or every boss that is going to be killable by magic is going to need some weird gimmick where the shadow is not going to work, because the shadow is just not in a healthy place right now. All of that said, this weapon is fucking disgusting. I had so much fun using a shadow. I used a shadow on the last day while we were pet hunting. Did you see my new Zulrah, PB?
I did not.
Tebow Shadow, guess what it is?
38?
43.8.
My gosh.
Tebow Shadow.
It's pretty
43.8 is insane.
Yeah, it's fast.
Like, it is so fast. We are actually ripping through the boss. Because I got a Shadow split and because I got a duo Tebow split, I'm not terribly far off from owning one myself. I think it's like one of those, I have everything but Shadow and Missouri, or Shadow and Torva at this point. And I need to make a little bit more money unless I want to rebuild with literally everything. Because right now, if I keep the Tebow, keep the Scythe, I have to sell. It's like Tebow, Scythe, Ancestral. I have to sell basically everything in my bank. I could probably give a little bit of leeway if I downgrade from Ancestral to Virtus. But like, I haven't got to put my Twisted kit on anything in so long, and now I have my Twisted pants back. So again, CM felt better. Using the Shadow was a good time. Doing Coliseum wasn't too bad. But mainly anything that I got to do with the team as a group was a really good time. I notoriously hate Cal Fight Queen. And we only had to do it for like 40 minutes because we got 2 Cal Fight Queen drops like immediately off the rip. I think my favorite moment, though, if I had to say, my favorite team tile was actually after we blacked the board out. So we were one of the many teams that actually fully completed the board. So we were just hunting for pets. And we went to Scorpia. And we all had the same shitty get up on, like monk's robes and Fameron scepters and things like that. And, you know, we were like 2-tapping Scorpia. And I had told the boys, I'm like, listen, if a PKer comes in, we're going to DD and we're going to keep killing Scorpia. Because the attack is always to DD, right? Because we're in that deep wilderness, what do people do? They don't TB you. Where are you going to go? It's level 50. They can't TB you. They're going to ice barrage you so you don't move.
Right.
But when they do that, they ice barrage the entire stack.
So everybody
a
can attack you.
PKer runs in. There's 8 people in monk's robes, right? PKer runs in, and I go, oh, DD. We all DD. We converge on the DD tile, right? And you could kind of see this guy's brain lag. He like kind of like the old Windows startup noise. And he's like, okay, sent a barrage. And I heard it when, you know, how, if you ever have game sounds on and you're ice barraging multiple targets, you hear it stack.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it stack and I went, oh, it's over for this bitch. Light him up. And all 8 of us turned our attention from Scorpia to the PKer. And it was just this guy sitting at the door of Scorpia going, whoa, whoa. And there's just like a chain of the skulls from the Accursed Scepter going from our death dot pile to this poor man.
Yeah.
And then he tried to run. And I'm like, wait a second, I have freezes. we're not trapped in here with him. He's trapped in here with us. So we followed him out of the cave. We followed this guy out of the cave. And his buddy said, oh, don't worry. They're all at the door. I'll freeze them as they come out. He freezed another 6 or 7 of us at the door.
Oh, no.
So I said, I didn't get frozen, but go kick this other guy's ass. So then we're just chucking up these accursed scepter shots at everybody. They're calling in reinforcements and shit, and we got them to run. They ran from us in monk's robes.
That's amazing.
We didn't, unfortunately, get any kills because they must have come stacked with like 10 brews.
Yeah.
Like it was, they were there to outlast somebody who was way better than we were.
Yeah.
But we said this wilderness belonged to us, and we put our feet down, and we just kept killing Scorpia.
Fantastic.
And then we did the same thing at Bear, dude. We went to Bear for a while, and actually one of Heartless's buddies was PKing with one of his friends, and they came in, and we're like, oh no, it's Cause. And Dean was the resident anti-PKer. Apparently that's his role in the Church of Bear, is the anti-PKer. So we let him know that the music can be heard loud and clear, even in the deep wilderness. And some of us, myself included, brought our Void Wakers, just in case anyone wanted to try it. When we DD'd at Callisto.
Yeah.
So we got to send a couple Void Wakers on folks. Dean got a nice 5 mil kill while we were out there. And that was just good. That felt very like... That felt very good to just like hang out as a team and like hunt for pets and not have to worry about, competing for a top spot or whatever. Because my goal for my team was to black out the board. Obviously, I wanted to win. The fact that yay, we got petty money for being in 4th place, whatever. I'm going to give my buy-in to somebody else on my team, right? Or my winnings to somebody else on the team. I wanted to black out the board. And I'm glad we did. And I'm glad a lot of people did.
Yeah, there was 5 teams.
6, I think.
Was it 6?
It was,
might have been 6. I think you're
6.
right.
It was 6 because Varlamore Vermin blacked it out, but they didn't have enough pets.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6. The
so I
thinkers
ran
were
the
close.
numbers earlier. 6 people blacked out the board. 15 teams had over 90% of the board completed. So 15 teams were within striking distance of a blackout.
We're making these too easy.
He admitted it, boys. He admitted it. Okay. Fall bingo won't be able to be completed. And not because it's going to be hard in a way that's not fun. I'm not going to make you guys get 10 unsireds. I'm not going to do that.
Right.
I'm not going to make you guys get 40 vibrators from Phantom Muspa. I'm not going to do that, right? We're not going to be, you know what the drop is, whatever it's called, the thing.
Venator shard?
Venator
the vibrator
shard. There it is. Yeah, vibrator shard. That's not how it's going to be hard. But man, Fall Bingo is going to be a good time. I'm very excited. I think the least favorite tile that I saw on the board, I am still absolutely dog shit at solo content. It was part of my goal for this year to get really good at it, but maxing has really put the kibosh on that for now. Dude, I tried to kill Whisperer because I had a shadow, and I really liked the Whisperer fight, but I'm so rusty at it that it was like, get a kill, die, get a kill, die, get a kill, run out of food, and have to teleport, go back, die immediately. Like, I was having a hard time. Same thing with the Corrupted Gauntlet. I was like, you guys, I don't mean to be a shitter, but like, can somebody please get the Gauntlet tile? I can't do it. Please, can somebody else get the Gauntlet tile done? We go to the Coliseum, right? Going into the Coliseum, I had the highest PV of like wave 7 or wave 8 or something like that. And in our time going for it, I think I made it to wave 9. And I was like, I have the best PB at wave 9 on the team. Who is the last person on my team that you would expect to just like hard-nosed grind the Coliseum?
Submediate?
Submediate. We called this man the king of wave 6. Because he got in there and he absolutely fell in love with the content.
Wow.
He sent me a message. He's like, dude, wave 10 completion. I said, dude, Sabini's got the highest PB on the team for Coliseum. He got the unique. He actually got the Echo Crystal.
Oh, hell yeah.
for the team, dude. His wise old man graph is hysterical because his EHB just like pauses for 3 days mid bingo, because if you don't kill Soul, you don't get any EHB for it.
That's funny.
So it just like froze while he was doing that. But he put in a lot of work, and it was super cool to watch. Like, he's like figuring out like solves and shit like that. And I don't know how to do the Coliseum very well, but I know how to do Inferno. So I was looking at NPCs, and he was asking me questions about what to do with the reinforcement zones. I'm like, oh, just like walk one tile to the left, and sure enough, it solved all of his problems, and he's getting further and further. And that trend of like, dude, the team is getting like a lot better is what I noticed through the bingo. And that was also super cool to see. Like, you know, people who I picked up when they were like 1600 total level being told like, all right, what do you know about challenge mode? Nothing? Cool. You're going to learn, you know, taking toilet through challenge mode, watching people just like excel at content without having to ask any questions. Like Nate's now the ranger at top. That's his role. He's range role. He didn't do anything else. He's range role. We got it locked in. We got our ranger locked in. You know, seeing people do CMs and seeing people do raids and seeing people being like, what if I lose it in the wilderness? Actually, you know what? Second thought, I don't care. I'm going to go do it anyway. Like the Revenant weapon, dude, we weren't feeding PKers as good as we thought until we blacked the board out. Were you online for that?
Mm-mm.
We blacked the board out and we were all at Callisto. Some guy ran in and we're like, oh, big mistake. Huge. Got on the DD tile. He started attacking us. We started attacking him. 17 people came down into the Callisto cave. And the CC was like, Oxie was killed. Nate Dogg was killed. Toilet GG was killed. Rust of Fury was killed. Like everybody just kept dropping like flies. The CC just kept being like -1, -2, -3, -6, -7.
Oh
like,
gosh.
We were getting bodied out there. But no, I had a great time watching the team like learn new content and accelerate with new things. And some tiles, again, were kind of stinky. Like my team definitely did about 1,000 Sarachnis without a drop. We finally did see one, but it took us forever. I don't know how many Vires we killed. I don't know why we went double drop rate on blood shards. But that was stinky and gross and disgusting.
Sarachnis?
Dude, I don't know how many exactly we killed. I think I killed about 250, 270, something like that. I think Dean killed about 270, 300. I know other people put in a lot of work too, but we put in a shit ton. And of course, it was someone's like, yeah, I guess I'll just go to Sarachnis for the hell of it. And then Flip got the cudgel just randomly. You know?
I think I was spooned. I thought I did way more than... I'm looking at my wise old man. I thought I did way more than this, but I only did 144 Sarachnis during bingo. Maybe I just wasn't paying attention to my KC, but it felt like so much more than that. But I think that's literally all... I think I was the only one who did Sarachnis the whole time. So we did it in 144.
268. 268, and I once again have shown that bingo is the time where I spend all my money on supplies. I went through like a couple thousand scythe charges at like Dark Beasts alone. Like it's like shit like that where I'm like, oh, I can take a Blood Fury here? Sure. Like I think I double loaded my Blood Fury. I just put 2 shards in there because I'm like, I got money. I'll spend it. Whatever. Now's the time to do it. But yeah, I had a very good time with my team. I once again I drafted a team that was still relatively active. We call it the Nate Dogg effect, where like you get drafted by Oxie, but Nate's the one that keeps you playing. You know, like don't get me wrong, I'm all about high morale and keeping the team motivated when we need to. But something about Nate Dogg, man, the Nate Dogg effect just keeps people up till like 4 o'clock in the morning their time. My man never went to bed. There would be times where we would be up till 2 or 3 a.m. Eastern time. I'd say, guys, I gotta do it. I fell asleep at Crazy Archaeologist. You ever fallen asleep in the wilderness before, Michael?
No, I've never fallen asleep in the wilderness.
I fell asleep at Crazy Ark the first day because I played for 18 hours. And I woke up to my character's like auto retaliate noise of getting hit by the attack. I went, oh, as soon as I woke up, I'm like, guys, it's 3:40. I gotta go to bed. I get up the next day at like 10, making myself a coffee, check the Discord, see if anything cool happened. Nate's still in VC. I'm like, oh, did you get up from the morning shift? He's like, morning shifts. I never went to bed. It was multiple days. People on my team unprompted, not just Nate, multiple players on my team pulled all-nighters. And I gotta say, man, like, don't get me wrong. Normally, I don't promote that kind of unhealthy behavior, but you're gonna put in that kind of work just so our team can ascend to the top. Man, I fucking love our team, dude. I once again drafted a fantastic team. I'm pretty sure we saw all of them in VC on day one. I think we had one guy who mostly raided with his friends. He mostly raided with his friends, but he did contribute some of the raid tiles.
That's good.
Everybody else, though, was in VC throughout the week, which was,
I think,
good.
My entire team made an appearance. Everybody on my team made an appearance at least once. Like, I didn't have anybody that was a no-call, no-show, which was great. One of the guys, Laser Gator, I think he had just like family stuff going on, and he even indicated on the sign-up sheet that he wasn't going to be playing very much. But he shows up on like Sunday. He's like, "Hey guys, I think we need Mole for a tile. I can go do that." 5 minutes later, is Mole Pet a tile? That's like, I think he did. I can't remember what else he did, but he didn't do much else, which is fine. But we were very happy that he got the Mole Pet within like 5 minutes of starting. It's quite hilarious. I think we got 2 Mole Pets the entire week.
Nice.
Yeah. I got 1 pet. I think it was only 1 pet. Again, the whole week's kind of a blur, but I got the Hunlift pet. Definitely not expecting that. Oh my gosh. I got it from regular Gauntlet because I still haven't done CG. A regular Gauntlet, 64K or 64, my 64th completion of the regular Gauntlet. A little sad it's on this account because these pets are literally just like, they go in the POH and I never see them again. But it could happen, I guess. It's a 1 in 2,000 if I do nothing but blue Gauntlet on my iron, which it might happen. CG is so hard, dude. And especially with my stats.
Oh, trust me, I know, but CG is going to be such a time save, dude.
It is a time save.
It's going to be such a time save.
But there's people out there that I'm sure have done a full BOFA with Crystal and without going to CG, surely, right?
I don't think they exist, and I don't think you should be the first.
I'll try. I really will try.
Cause trust me, I really did have a hard time in the Gauntlet. I was like shaking my fist at the sky. I'm like, I have 2 Infernal Capes. Why can't I get away from tornadoes? Like, I was so upset. Because I don't. I think what throws me off in the Corrupted Gauntlet is I don't have the perfect. Chaos Clerics has bought 2 capes. F you, dude. Yeah, I don't have the perfect Corrupted Hunlift combat achievement yet. So every time I make the smallest mistake, the game feels the need to remind me, like, hey, by the way, you failed perfect Corrupted Hunlift. I'm like, f you, game. So I think that really screws with the mental quite a bit too. Because I'll go in with this like, all right, I'm going to get it this time. This time's going to be different. Perfect Corrupted Hunlift. Here we go. I'll get the Hunlift to like 80 HP and then like get 1 ticked by a tornado and fail it. And I'll just like, the run's in the bin. What's the point? I'm going to go stand on the floor as lava because this is stupid.
I set
Corrupted hard, but you can get there.
I set up radius markers. By the way, radius markers at Akka is a game changer. Because it's like a game of what do I pray versus what do I attack with. And so if you can just set up a radius marker to tell you what prayer you need to work, that you need to have, then your brain can do a lot less work kind of like thinking about the combat trial, and you can just focus on what to attack with. So I was sent the radius markers so that when Akka is attacking with mage, the radius marker around him turns blue. When Akka is attacking with range, it turns green, melee red. And that changed a lot for me when it came to being more comfortable with that room in general. Like, it's not hard. Like, obviously, the mechanics are pretty predictable unless you have that, what's it called? The one where he switches just randomly. The invocation where, I don't remember what the name is called.
Stay vigilant.
Stay vigilant. That's the one. I was never going to get that, so thank you. So unless you have stay vigilant turned on, he's, it's pretty predictable, but it definitely helps. That helps a ton with stay vigilant if you happen to have that turned on, which I think that's a pretty common one that people do have turned on. So having
Especially
the radius
if you
markers,
can butterfly, you need to have stay vigilant on so Akka doesn't change.
Yeah. So having the radius markers was a game changer. And I was like, I could do this for a lot of stuff. So I set up radius markers for the gauntlet. Again, not that it's hard content where, you're doing all this mental math, but it is something where, like, you have to remember to switch your weapon, and then you also have to remember to pray correctly. So if you can take one of those off the table, you kind of free up some brain space to do other things. So I set it up to where if Hunlif is praying range, then the square under him turns blue because I need to attack with mage. He's praying mage, the square underneath him turns green. So I can attack with range because that's, I think for me, I'm missing out on so much DPS because I'm just sitting there like trying not to die and forgetting for a lot of attacks. Like, I notice a lot of attacks. He's praying range and I still am shooting him with range. And I'm just not noticing that I'm hitting constant zeros because I'm like running away from tornadoes. So I think now that I have those radius markers set up, going back to that content, it might make CG a little bit better. I still have to get prep down. Still have to figure out tier 2 armor, how to efficiently do that in 7.5 minutes. Because I can do it. I can do tier 1 armor just fine. But tier 2 definitely helps when you're learning corrupted, from what I've been told.
I just do tier 2 head and tier 2 legs.
Okay.
So I'll get 5 of each resource instead of 7.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's kind of awkward to try to find 3.
Yeah,
right?
it is.
So
It really is. 5 of each.
You don't get any bonus? Yes, you do. You believe it's per piece in the gauntlet. So you do get a bonus for a few pieces.
Well, that might change things. I don't know. Getting 7 is definitely getting 7 is hard because sometimes you have to run around a lot. Like, there was a couple times I was at least trying CG and I got all the way down to like 2 minutes left and I hadn't found the mining deposits that I needed. And I was like, that's the run.
That's a wipe.
That's a wipe, dude. Like, I can't do it. There was another one where I got everything I needed and I just forgot to cook my food. Like, I had a full this was regular gauntlet. I had a full inventory of food. I had time left and I just forgot to cook it. And I went in with like 4 cooked food and died. So the gauntlet is going to be a challenge, but I think by the end of the year, I'm going to have a Bova. I'm calling it now on the Iron Man. I'm going to have a Bova and Crystal.
No, stop it. Stop it.
What?
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Why?
Don't do that.
Don't put a time frame on it?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't know why.
Don't do that.
Do that.
Do you want the dogs? Do you want the dogs to come after you?
No, but like I said, literally, all I said was, I think by the end of the year, I could have Bofa and full crystal.
Take it from me, motherfucker. When you overestimate your ability to do PVM content and say, I'll have it by the end of the year, no problem. And you don't,
I think the Inferno,
it feels really bad.
The Inferno is on a different level than I mean, it's like, sure, you could go very dry. There's people who do thousands of gauntlet and still don't get it. But I don't think I'm one of those edge case people, you know? Like, I hope at least by drop
You don't have
rate.
a reference point for that.
Huh?
You don't have a reference point for that.
No.
You don't know
Jagex,
that,
I think they confirmed in some way or another that the way that RNG works is there are certain accounts that are like take one for the team, and they are like their RNG is just set up to where they will go immensely dry. I don't know if it's like guaranteed, but the law of averages.
Is that how the law of averages works?
Now you're having me second guess. I don't know. Tiki's punching air, Chaos Cleric says. Yeah, Tiki's not even, I don't think he's that dry. I think he's like slightly over the drop rate. But it sucks going 400 or 500 corrupted gauntlet without a BOFA. Would you look him up?
Hold on.
Tiki mug.
I want to see what the drop rate is.
Oh, Tiki's at 632. So he's
632.
He's pretty high.
When I'm pretty sure
1
the
in
drop rate
400.
from corrupted gauntlet is so he's 1.5 times the rate.
Yeah, it's he's punching air. That's true.
And it's also 1 in 2,000 from the regular gauntlet.
I know that. But I got the pet, so it can happen. A pet in 64 KC, that could have been an enhanced.
Here's the deal, Michael. As someone who also got an enhanced from the regular gauntlet, I know very well that it's possible, right? I'm telling you, learn corrupt.
I'm trying.
And don't set yourself a time limit.
trying.
Please, for the love of God, don't set yourself a time limit. Because we'll just call the dogs out.
No dogs. Put them back. I don't want to.
Let them know. XP wasters. I think it's time to add.
I think if there was any reason to send the dogs, it would be for Zulrah. Because that is my brick wall without anti-venoms currently. I got a lot better at Zulrah. I did, according to the Wisewold ban, I only did like 20 something. Embarrassingly, I thought I did way more than that. Holy cow. But it felt like more than that anyway. But I memorized all the rotations. So
you did how many, Zulrah?
It's at like 24 or something. Let me look. I thought it was way more than that. 68. Oh, 68. Okay. I think I was looking at the wrong.
Just during bingo?
Yeah. So 68 Zulrah. I have all the rotations memorized. And I was telling TMD, I'm like, I think what was wrong with my DPS was I wasn't calculating like the next, like Zulrah's next phase that was going to pop up and already having the gear switched and like already being in the spot that I should have been in, because I was looking at the Zulrah helper, and that's for doing that for every single kill. It's just slow. So like now when I see what phase or what like rotation I'm on, I'm already automatically going to the next spot. So I think,
look at that, boys. He's learning PVM.
It's not that I'm learning PVM. It's just that I'm getting better at PVM. I'm not like a toddler, Oxie. I know how to kill things.
Yeah, but now you know how to kill it better. Now you know how to kill it for real.
Yeah.
You know the rotations. You know the pre-switches. Now you know what to do. Not just, I have T-bow, click 50.
Pew, pew.
Now you know what to do at Zulrah, right? That's the essence of where some of the struggle comes from. And if you're a player and you find yourself in that same kind of thing too, take worse gear. If you're like, I have really good gear but don't know what to do, take worse gear and learn how to do it. And you will find that like, oh wow, I understand this a lot better now, because I'm forced to kind of enact with the intricacies that I've been able to avoid because I can hit 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, you know? And then once you have that and you get the good gear, it's a power trip. I've been killing Zulrah for years. I went through my Zulrah puberty years ago. Michael was there. It was horrible. It was a horrible time. And now I'm at 14 something. I haven't killed a lot of Zulrah. I think I hit like 1300, like 1350, 1250 sometime last year. And then just like really slowed down. But now, I mean, like, it's a joke with a shadow. Like I almost feel like I'm cheating because I'm killing it that quickly, you know?
It really does. Like when you don't have to do any switches, even BOFA only. It's very easy to do BOFA only. And I guess like if your account
switches.
You should bring switches, yes.
Learn to switch.
Learning to switch is very
Zulrah is a
good.
great place. Zulrah is a great place to practice a 6-way switch because number one, you can load the rest of your inventory up with brews and restores if you need to, if it's that hard. Number two, Zulrah kills take 2-3 minutes, right? If you try to take a 6-way switch into someplace like Chambers or Tob or TOA and you're not used to it, but you don't have to use that gear until much later, it's a lot of inventory space that you could be wasting. If you're not comfortable with that level of a switch, you're going to need that level of switch for some pieces of content. And Zulrah is a great place to start. You do weapon, backpack, necklace, gloves. So weapon, backpack, necklace, gloves, top, bottom. That's your 6-way right there. The other 2 inventory slots on those top 2 rows, if you're doing horizontal switches, are going to be your rune pouch. I'm old school, right? I'm a vengeance man myself. Some of these newfangled PVMers will tell you that thralls are the way to go.
Thralls are the way to go.
Right?
It's so nice.
Thralls don't do nothing for you if you forget to summon a thrall. Just saying. But if vengeance proc, ooh, that'll really show the blue phase who's boss. It smacks you a 40, you smack it a 40 right back. Ooh. I'm a vengeance man myself. Also, if you are using mage, right? The Accursed Scepter, the mini little magic dragon warhammer, goes nuts. It's awesome.
I didn't even consider that.
So good. The Accursed dude, you lead with an Accursed Scepter spec. I think it allows you to get an extra attack in because it's 4 tick.
Oh.
You save a tick in the first cycle when you have a shadow. Oh, it's so nice.
So nice. Asks, if you're going to forget to summon a thrall, how are you going to remember to venge?
Because super cool skull animation. And you see Taste Vengeance, and I'm just more used to it because I'm old.
Or undead little minion. That's cooler. I have a plugin. It's like, don't forget.
I have it too. You need to summon a thrall.
It's a flashing red pop-up that tells you need to summon a thrall, which saved me from not, forgetting to summon a thrall. Thralls are great. I was using thralls everywhere. You may feel slightly vindicated based on our conversation about the skill capes that we had, but I made an occult altar in my house because I was switching.
Oh my god! Finally.
I was switching between Ancients and Arceus so much. It was dumb how many times. Like I think I used all 5 of my capes every day, and then I needed more. It was bad. It was bad. You're just going back and forth from different content. So like sometimes you need to freeze and sometimes you need a thrall, and there's just a lot of different content. I think I want to get thralls on my iron. That'll be obviously I'm going to get quest cape.
You don't have thralls on the iron?
I haven't done a King Divided, weirdly enough. Just haven't.
I have a Kingdom Divided.
I know, but you're like the quester guy. It's just like it hasn't been a huge priority for me. But definitely now that like I could take Guthix Rests, I could take Thralls, and I think that's going to be the strat for Zulrah. Is before, because we don't have, anti-venoms, Guthix Rest into, and then extra, Thralls for the extra DPS. I think we should send these folks to break. What do you think?
Man, I think we should too, dog. It's 10:30, and I in the words of a great podcaster, I'm fading fast. So
I didn't have dinner.
We're gonna go to break. I believe, and I don't know about you, Michael, because I, in truth, haven't actually looked at it yet because we're in the middle of bingo. But I believe we're gonna be sending you to break with a brand new commercial, unlike any other that we've had.
So good.
Because this commercial has actually been made by an XP waster. So you're going to see it for the first time. I'm going to see it for the first time.
Well, I'll see it for the
first time. And we will be back.
I saw it. It's
after
freaking
this.
Hilarious.
I cannot wait. See you very soon.
The giant spiders keep ruining my quests. I can't take it anymore.
Tell me about it. I can't even mine without those aggressive scorpions attacking me.
You getting tired of being ambushed by creepy crawlies? Well, look no further. Introducing the one and only Splatmasters. I know I ain't the only one that's been pestered by unsightly scorpions and Alcarid. Splatmaster can take care of that faster than a carpet ride to a cactus. And I don't know about you, but I noticed ever since Scurrius broke out of the gate in the sewer, I've been seeing more rats in my house. Splatmasters will come in, set up, and get it handled with our state-of-the-art Splatmaster Cannon 9000. And I know what you might be thinking. A cannon? Ain't that gonna tear down my house? Don't worry, we got you covered. Just give us a call with our sister company, Buildmasters, and we'll get you set up with a quick repair for a measly 2 million GP, of course. Now, what are you waiting on? You gonna sit there and let these mice chew holes in your walls, or you gonna give Splatmaster a call and we can tear it down before they even get a chance to tear a hole in it? I mean, get rid of the rats. Cut that out. Now, don't wait too long, you hear? I just got one of these prepaid phones with about 4 days left on it. To be honest with you, I ain't had a customer yet, so I don't know how I'm gonna pay for next month. Splatmasters can handle all your extermination needs, from rat to scorpions to the man in Lumbridge if the price is right. So give us a call or send a carrier pigeon if it's been more than 4 days. Splatmasters. We might not hit the mark, but we sure make splat.
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that commercial because I know that I sure did. Thank you, Seth, for the brand new commercial. Thank you.
So good. Shout out to Seth.
It's
Salted Snail.
Shout out to Seth. Salted Snail, Salted Seth. Seth. Yeah. Shout out to you for the new commercial. I really do appreciate it. It is Patreon time, folks. It's the second half of the episode. I definitely didn't just spend 40 minutes doing Achievement of the Week during the break, because there are so many things to talk about. You guys, it's so much stuff. But it's time where we shout out our patrons. Kicking us off with the new Wise Old Men patrons. There's a card on the screen right now, editing Oxie. Remember that. The card on the screen that you got to edit and put on screen for the Wise Old Men. But we got 3 of them this month. So, huge shout out to Splicer, who is Tim Pedwar, who is Tim Pedwar, Michael?
Reclinatus.
I know. Do you know?
Oh, that's
Tim
Reclinatus.
Pedwar? I mean, I know.
I
know who that
What
is.
is Tim Pedwar? You know, everybody's so focused on who Tim Pedwar, they fail to ask, how is Tim Pedwar?
I know who and how and what Tim Pedwar is. I know what language Tim Pedwar speaks. I know. I
hope a lot of people know
everything
now.
about this man.
It's a lot of people,
I don't
actually.
know.
Not just one person. A lot of us are Tim Pedwar.
Anyways, additionally, the last person who subscribed this month at the Wise Old Man tier is none other than the commercial creator himself, Salted Snail, Mr. Seth. Shout out to you guys. Welcome to the Legion of Wise Old Men. We do appreciate you guys and all of your support. It is time now, however, to shout out the Giga Chad supporters, as it were, the folks who support us at the highest tier, the highest possible tier here on Patreon, the KBD tier. So, without further ado, was KBD on the board? I don't think so. I don't think KBD. Technically, it was because KBD heads. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Anyways, kicking us off, huge thank you to Apathy, Boston, Broke 70, My Dad, Hi Dad, Cloud Kicker, Corpse Fiance, Damon S, Dickie Bird, Elite Oreo Dunker. This just says episode. I think it's Swole, and it just says episode. MT Birchfield, Oxie is my boo 666, our third favorite Patreon supporter Ralph, Run Metal 15, Soggy Waffles, Seppy J, Shrimp Biscuit, damn you Chaos Cleric, Sparky Life, the Big G Jordy, and the Crayola Tallymorn. Thank you guys all so much for your unwavering support at the King Black Dragon tier. We really do appreciate you because, you know, you do it all for your little shout out and because you love us, and that means the world to us. And some of us are still not great at talking about receiving that. So we thank you and we love you for that. We do very much thank and love and appreciate you guys for all your support. If you would like to support us at any tier, definitely does not have to be at the highest tier, at any tier, which I believe is now as cheap as free. Head over to patreon.com/Xpwaste and you can pay as low as $1 or just follow us for free and we'll still see your name and all that and be like, yeah, hell yeah, free tier. Shout out to the Gnome Child. Should be a live stream hitting you soon. Do we have a live stream tomorrow?
Hold on. Let me see.
Oh God, do we have a live stream tomorrow? And you guys, you and I just forgot about it.
We do.
Oh, we forgore. Oh,
May
man.
17th.
Well,
catch us in the.
Well, we'll be live
on
May
YouTube.
17th, which is tomorrow. If you're listening to this on
May
release,
17th.
for a Patreon stream, Party Pete tier and above. Yeah. Hell yeah, patrons, you guys rule. I'm gonna throw it over to Michael for a community question. I don't know how many responses we have, so this could be a big one. I don't know, because I know Achievement of the Week is massive.
Yes, we shall find out. So we asked you guys last week in the community question section, not last week, 2 weeks ago actually. What are your thoughts on the herbal activity? And do you think you should have to use your own herbs? We have 11 responses on Spotify. Starting us off, Rambo's granddad says, seems like a cool new update, but using your own supplies with mid XP isn't the way. I think that if I was a betting man, I would venture to say that that's going to be a lot of the responses. So we'll see. We'll see. I haven't read any of these yet. Mockcat says, I like the idea of having activity for herblore, but what's the point if I can just use them for potions for more XP? Reagent sack sounds good though. And he's a UIM. I don't know if he's always a UIM, but most of the time when we're talking about Mockcat, it's because he plays a UIM. Daniel says, frick no, you shouldn't use your own herbs. Lower the XP rates even more if they must, but then get rid of having to bring your own herbs. Or an option to get more XP for your own herbs or less for free. Thoughts? I just think that you shouldn't have to use your own herb. That's my thought. HP Healer says it seems like it could have had a lot more potential, but it should be viable for low levels and near best XP per hour. But you shouldn't have to bring your own potions. Maybe secondaries. I could see that. I could see that as a compromise. Is like they supply the main, but then you bring whatever secondaries that they need, and maybe it's not the ones that you need for your own potions. Who knows?
Lily of the Sand? Maybe that could have been a great idea to get them bitches out of rotation a little bit. Maybe.
Chris says, I liked Guardians of the Rift. I'm sure Cooking Mama in Osrs will be cool. It is going to be Cooking Mama. I forgot about that. The Moon. Next up, the Moon says, if it's going to be worse XP per hour, it doesn't really make sense to bring your own potions unless rewards make profit or something else. Absolutely. Have you seen the price of herbs lately, Oxie? Bonkers.
I've neglected to look, but now that I'm sitting on a absolutely criminal, life-changing cash stack, I think I might be able to look a little bit now.
Yeah, so
99 herblore.
I like most of the time you're going to these bosses like Sire drops herbs, Sarachnis drops herbs. Like a stack of like 10 or 20 of these herbs were sometimes green cash, like green loot beams, which means they're over 100k. Like for Quarums, 4k each, 5k each. It's crazy. I was like, why is that a green stack? Ugh. Nate Dogg says, Guardians of the Rift originally required your own pure essence, so it may change. I'd be fine if it was more efficient XP per herb, but you get an additional return. Like if you redeemed, you got 5 extra, you got an average of 5 doses each. See, I don't think that's what they're, maybe like, yes, you get more XP per herb, but then when you do the math, it's like less XP per hour. I mean, that's the only way that I think that could be justified.
I mean, that's kind of how like some other methods are, right? Like day alt essence is significantly better than pure essence, but the trade-off is you have to spend hours mining day alt essence.
Yeah.
You know, like blessed bone shards are really good XP per hour, but you gotta bless all the bones, get all the wine. You can't bank any of that shit.
Yeah.
Like it's all like the little things, you know?
Yeah, it's cracked, but it's like the time it takes evens it out. Next up, Swole says, it should be similar to Cox, where you get seeds, you can farm them, and then make them. Similar to Tithe Farm, and the time required. Also, Jadbods and Clogs is what I love. Was that his name? I don't think that was his team's name, Jadbods. Or was it? I can't remember. There was a team named the Jadbods, and I think that's a great name for a bingo team. Fizzman15 says, I love the idea, and I think it could be great for irons not needing secondaries, but definitely needs to rethink XP per herb. Yeah, I could get on board if it really is more XP per herb, you're just doing it slower. But from my understanding, it's not going to be like a game-changing XP per hour or even XP method. So if you're getting less XP per the herb than you would using it, count me out. Ben says, I saw somebody jokingly state it should play like Overcooked, but I seriously think an Overcooked style minigame where you gather herbs and secondaries to fulfill orders would be amazing. This is what I'm saying. Domination says, unfortunately, I agree with Mr. M, and it seems to be DOA. I think it should be a chiller activity with no herbs required. Either way, bank standing herb lord goated, so much love. Domination. OC Dam for all you OG community question enjoyers. He's recently started putting his username in there, so that is OC Dam. Moving on over to our YouTube, we asked you guys the same question. What are your thoughts on the new Herblore activity? And do you think that you should have to use your own herbs? We have a couple of responses here. Joseph says, no, make it Iron Man friendly. Yes, make it Iron Man friendly. Heidi says, I think there should be two options. Use free herbs, but it takes longer as you need to pick and clean them yourself. And this method gives a few points. Then option B, you can bring your own supplies for faster experience and more points. Clean herbs don't need to be cleaned. Inefficient and unfinished potions skip the second step in the process. This allows people to do it slowly for free or dump money for faster rewards. The same way that Rune and Addy is more points than Myth and Steel in the Giant's Foundry. Also, all pieces of skilling outfit should be bought before you can put the perk into a single item. Huh. Yeah, no, you could just buy the goggles. You don't even need the rest of it. That's interesting.
Only reason why you get it is for the clog.
Yeah. He continues to say, in regards to the potion storage, I think a little tab that sits at the side of the bank would work best. Have potions stored in the potion storage, be stored as doses, and when withdrawn, it can be set to withdraw 1, 2, 3, or 4. With a button like the withdrawal X at the bottom of the bank. The only requirement to use the system may be special vials that are a tradable reward from the activity. This would mean that a mess of potions from your bank isn't now a mess of potions. It's just a mess of potions in another tab. So I think a lot of people
seems like a pain in the ass to me. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of people were talking about how if you store spices in like your house, or you go to the potion storage at Nightmare Zone, where it's just like a barrel, and then you tell it how many doses you want to get out of it, rather than it being another interface with like a 1, 2, 3, and 4. You just say, I want 16 doses, and it spits out 4 potions, all 4 doses. Or you tell it, I want 6 doses, and it does like a 4 and a 2, and you maybe decant it. I don't know. I could see them going either way. But basically just a way to get all of the potions out of the main interface would be nice. Donna says, I pretty much voted no for everything, but the aggro potion. I voted no on one thing. I don't remember what it was. It might have been... What did I vote no on? I can't remember. I voted yes on everything, but just there was one thing. Jordy says, I think it should be given within the minigame itself. I think he's talking about herbs. Or give the option to use your herbs or pick and use those in the activity, maybe like Herbivore, where you pluck it off an NPC. Aside this, I haven't fully gone into it myself, so I put my faith in the devs themselves. Fair enough, Jordy. I think he's the same sentiment of like, you can use your herbs and your secondaries for faster points and faster whatever, but if you want to do the free method, you're just there a little bit longer, which I think is a great compromise, and I'm hoping that they do that. It would have been,
seems like the best.
Yeah, it kind of, I feel like it would have been kind of cool to allow that for Guardians. I don't know, like maybe if like you bring your first inventory of Essence or Day Out, and then you get more points, and then from there you make like you chisel the Guardian. That would have been kind of cool. Clay Kicker says, I am also concerned. Unless I've missed something.
I was just going to end there. I'm also concerned.
Unless I've missed something, I don't really understand why to do this minigame. But maybe Iron Man see it differently. I'm trying to still be excited for the content, but I can buy potions cheaper on the GE.
I'm in the same boat. It's just get the rewards, get the clog slot, get out.
Let's see. Shrimp Biscuits member Jimimin says, I'm not sure about this Herbivore update. I will say that today is the first day of SPRINGO, and I drank entirely too much, and I got a lot of drops. This was so fun. Chaos Cleric is the man.
I think that's a bait. Chaos Cleric.
How much did you pay this man? And finally, on the replies that we have on YouTube, Oxie's very sweaty chair says, using your own herbs makes sense. Bring your own equipment for VM, Sepulcher, Blast Mine, Temple Checking, etc. So why wouldn't you bring your own resources / equipment to this? However, the reward system needs to be such that if the XP per herb is going to be lower, then the rewards have to be offset appropriately. I.e., if 10 Raynars give you enough points for a potion box, the box needs to provide more than 10 higher tier pots. Right, so you're not losing anything, but you're still gaining. It's just I think it's a delicate balance.
It also doesn't cost me several 100,000 GP to go to Volcanic Mine with my own equipment. It doesn't cost me money to go to Hallowed Sepulcher with my own equipment, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't cost me money to do those things. And this mini game being like, hey, you ever dropped 400k of herbs just to get a reward that you're going to use once, right? That just doesn't seem viable. It's like, don't get me wrong, the game should not be designed around Iron Man, but they also just kind of forgot how Iron Man works. Like,
yeah,
like, hey, we know that herbs are a valuable resource and sometimes a bitch to come by if you're not constantly keeping up with herb runs. You want to waste them for, hear me out, less XP per hour? Consider it. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad the thing passed, I guess. Sure. I fully plan to have 99 before it comes out, just so I can clog and be done.
Yeah.
Just because
We'll see. We still don't know when Varlamore Part 2 is supposed to drop. I would assume we got a few months. Like I said in the last episode, if they're still in preliminary stages of this, who knows when we'll see it. Now, they did already pull it, so that's good news. Once it's pulled and everything passes, and you know, if they're able to greenlight stuff, then they can really put the pedal to the metal, I guess, in designing it. My guess is that since Varlamore has been in production for a long time, like they already have the rough structure of how it's going to look, and they're just putting the final details in it. Like, I'm sure that the assets are there. I'm sure that the place it's going to be, the laboratory is already there. It's I feel like it's all done. They were just waiting for people to greenlight it so that they could just finish it. That's my guess. So we may see Varlamore Part 2 in the next few months. I'm hoping it's before RuneFest. But I would also not be surprised if we have to wait until after RuneFest.
I think they drop it before RuneFest so they don't waste our time at the summit talking about the shit that we've known has been coming for a while. Unless it's like, hey, Varlamore Part 2 is live right now at RuneFest and we're all there and it's all hype.
Yeah.
I really hope they release it beforehand because the spotlight of RuneFest is going to be sailing.
Yeah.
So if they try to shoehorn Varlamore Part 2 in there, it's like, this is cool too.
Yawn.
No one's going to care. Snooze fest.
Not.
Winter Summit was a snooze fest, dude. So
Yeah.
I'm hoping the RuneFest Summit is... I know it'll be way more hype. I'm just hoping they don't waste their time talking about Varlamore.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much to everybody who answered the last week's question, or 2 weeks ago, rather. Anyway, but if you want to answer this week's question, it's going to be bingo related. So if you didn't play bingo, I'm sorry, but you can still answer because it's going to be general. Give us an idea for a bingo tile. What's whether it's out of, it's cracked, it's like the most fun, whatever. It can be whatever. Suggest a bingo tile. You can answer that question on the community questions section on Spotify or the pinned comment of this YouTube video. I'm going to send it over to Oxie for what I anticipate to be quite the achievement of the week.
Brother, let me tell you, it is quite the achievement of the week this week. It's quite the achievement of the week because we have two, right? We have two achievement or 2 weeks of worth of achievement of the week. I'm sorry. Feargarden said 2 Sarachnis cudgels in the chat, and that's rather triggering for me as Feargarden was on the team where we had to get 2 of them and we killed like 8,000 Sarachnis. It wasn't that many, but it felt like that many. It was rough. So, not going to do that, Fear. Sorry. You've had your chance to make a tile. Oh, God, it was so bad. 3 of them? Yeah, no thanks. We're just going to kick things off with the miscellaneous category this week. We got a couple Questcapes to kick things off for Bingo Week. We got 2 weeks, and in one of those weeks is Bingo. And we got Questcapes in that time. Bargleflim, a name that I just think is kind of silly. T and Emerald N13 all got their Questcapes this week. Additionally, Tantotrix, Tallymorn, Main Sequence, and Ghost, aka Wukong Rambo, all got their music capes this week. Or you know what I mean. This week, this cycle, it's 11:30, guys. I'm not entirely with it. It's 11:30. Your boy's EP. We're gonna hang on for dear life and get through achievement of the week. Okay. I'm gonna attack the big one next. The skilling category. Lots of 99s for pre-bingo. Lots of 99s mid-bingo. So let's get into it, baby. Kicking us off. Suffix. Isaac. Still on the way to max. Has achieved 99 mining. MJ Still achieved 99 wood cutting. Mech NG achieved 99 fletching. Ratty Cole achieved 99 strength and 99 range. T, making his second appearance of Achievement of the Week this week, achieved 99 crafting and 99 strength. Dean achieved 99 construction and 99 prayer right before bingo. And I've been told to give a special message to Dean. With love from Feargarden. F*** you, Dean. Billy H achieved 99 crafting. Dean was on my team, so that's okay. Bob Dole achieved 99 hunter. Main Sequence achieved 99 HP with their second appearance on the Achievement of the Week this week. Caper achieved 99 slayer. Pats, who I'm like 99% sure is trash Pats in the CC, achieved 99 hunter. Antics achieved 99 defense. Cuddle Team achieved 99 crafting. Coach Beard, aka Gecko, achieved 99 slayer. Nate, the powerful gay Nate, achieved 99 attack. Air Mid achieved 99 range and 99 hit points. Chris achieved 99 Chris. No, he actually achieved 99 mining and got a shadow in the raid where he did. He got 99 mining at Akka and then got a shadow.
Nice.
BCL achieved 99 mage. Duke Silver achieved 99 cooking. Big Mikey P achieved 99 defense. Devliner achieved 99 rune crafting on his birthday. It's one hell of a birthday gift. Miniax achieved 99 farming, rune crafting, and wood cutting with only 7 levels left to max. Who Farted achieved 99 slayer. Bialier 96, you know who you are. You achieved 99 attack. 99 Achilles achieved 99 HP. Shmeo achieved 99 farming. I like that name too. Skillaxin achieved 99 prayer and 99 hunter. Voltoro achieved 99 range. Shinkiro achieved 99 farming. Rosgan achieved 99 rune crafting. Harry X achieved 99 prayer. 8th Try achieved 99 HP. And if I'm not mistaken, at some point while we were recording today, somebody, I want to say it was Sim. It was earlier though, so I don't. Let me see if I can find it in the CC.
Is it magic and
it's somewhere
range?
here. I don't know, but I feel like somebody got a 99 while we were either recording or just starting to record. I want to say it was Sim. S1M. I want to say it was
99
him.
range.
Was it 99
Yeah,
range?
because he was saying that he wasn't going to be able to get his 99 range and 99 mage during bingo, and he's 99 range. I just looked him up.
Well, congratulations to you for your 99 range. Additionally, in the skilling category, Deuce Head achieved 2100 total level, and both Skillaxin and Bob Dole achieved 2200 total level. Nice total level achievements here for the boys.
I stand corrected. It was 99 defense. Funny
99
enough.
defense, not 99 range. Get good.
Get good.
Get 99 range. Get 99 defense. I'm so tired. It's combat time, folks. It is time for the combat section of Achievement of the Week. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 brand new fire capes. You guys went off in bingo.
Insane. It's almost like having a fire cape
Insane.
pile motivates people.
It's great. I was so excited to get my 3rd Infernal Cape, and my team had Tazar Annual done by like the 2nd day, and I never got a Zuck task. So
Do it without a task.
yeah, I
Coward.
didn't even bother to do it. So kicking us off with their brand spanking new fire capes here. Broke 70, Baxley, Encroaching Bagel, that's one hell of a name, Lobter, Zero Brain Cell, Arc the Reaper, 3 Legs, a Noob MD, Foggart, Bussy Baron, Reclinatus, or Rec OS, or Tim Pedwar, who knows, Big Fig BC, and Lotsy all achieved their first fire capes on the account. Oh, it feels good to finally have that. The Jad hands are very real, so I'm proud of you guys for finally getting that done. Additionally, in terms of killing things this week, Bear RNG, or Berng, we're still not sure how to pronounce his name, 3 Legs, and Moisty Legs. Lots of legs going on. You know what I'm saying? They all killed Zulra for the first time this week. Cuddle Team, making their 2nd appearance on Achievement of the Week, killed the Gauntlet. And Big Mikey P and Flame of Udon, I believe Big Mikey P, this is also his 2nd appearance this week in Achievement of the Week, killed the Corrupted Gauntlet. Reclinatus, in addition to the Fire Cape, achieved the medium combat achievements, because now we are in the medium combat, the combat achievement section of the combat portion of Achievement of the Week. That used to have a good ring to it, and I forgot what it was. We'll get there again someday. He got his medium combat achievements done, and Radical got the elite combat achievements done. So, hell yeah, Jad Helm gang. It's backpack time. We got a couple best in slot backpacks to shout out. After so many attempts and so many DMs from him of just like soul haired it at like the lowest HP possible, and him like kissing the floor. Shinkiro got his Dinzana's quiver, as did Foolish Buana. Both of you achieved Dinzana's quiver, which, oh god, it's gotta feel good. You know, you probably haven't faced that challenge since you went into the Inferno, and it's gotta feel good to have that done. I myself am quite excited to go after the quiver someday, here very soon.
Do I hear the
couple of
dogs?
months?
Do I hear them? Are they coming?
Michael, I beg you.
Shall I whistle?
I beg you not to do this.
I'm not doing it.
Because I don't think you can handle what happens next if you do.
You need to max. I'm sorry. You can't touch quiver
No,
content
the thing is,
until you have a max
I can
cape
handle
on your
the
back.
adding, and I think people are finding it way funnier because there's a website dedicated to how slow I'm going with maxing. Whereas if you call out the dogs on me, I'm going to call the dogs out on you, and you're not going to be able to sleep without hearing a Discord ping in your brain going, hey Michael, how's Zulrah going? How's the Corrupted Gauntlet going?
Oxie's maxing
How's the Bolter grind going?
adventure.com. Oxie's maxing adventure.com.
Maxing adventure, Jesus Christ.
Oxie needs daily XP needed to max has gone down.
No, it hasn't.
Oh, that's by the end of the year.
471K.
Oh, no.
471K from now until Runefest to max. We can beat
We're
that.
at 1.6.
We absolutely can
We're
beat
at
that.
1.6 million ticks until Runefest.
We can absolutely beat that, boys. But this is not the time for me to break down my plan. This is the time to shout out my personal favorite achievement
He's
in
not
Achievement
biased
of the
at all.
Week. Because we ain't got one, but we got two this week. I'm a little biased, Michael. Both Scotty and GIM May finally achieved their Infernal Cape. I believe both of them were on like the same day, like right before bingo. So they truly picked the best time to get the best upgrade, the one that you don't feel. Now you guys understand. There is no better feeling than getting the cape, right? You guys have lived through that, and you will have that forever. And I'm very proud of you for that, because now I promise you, genuinely nothing will ever be that hard. You'll probably fight bosses that are mechanically more difficult, but nothing will ever be that hard again. So congratulations to you both. And congratulations to everyone who did something awesome, both in Achievement of the Week and throughout the duration of bingo. We saw so many incredible gains by people. People exploring content they'd never done before, people going fast like they've never done before, people trying new techniques at bosses that they've never tried before, and people overall just really expanding their game knowledge and expanding their ability to play. Whether you're a mid-game account who got dragged through a raid for the first time, or you're an Infernal Maxcaper who was looking at the wiki, sitting in VC like an absolute moron, going, am I supposed to just pick up the pheasant egg? Do I do anything with it? How do I get more of the... What do you mean the events don't spawn for another 45 minutes? Right? Whether you were in either one of those camps or somewhere in between, y'all did awesome stuff over Fall Bingo. If you want to tell us about all the awesome stuff that you did, head over to our Discord, discord.gg/OSRSTNL. If you played in Bingo, you're already there. You're in the right place. Head over to Levels and Achievements in the OSRS tab. Post about the awesome stuff that you do. And as we've said, it doesn't have to be a Zuckhelm or an Infernal Maxcape. It can be base 60s. It can be any level up. It can be any PVM achievement that you find cool, right? But post it in Levels and Achievements. We'll see it, and we'll shout it out here. Oh, we survived. We made it through the Bingo Achievement of the Week. And as always, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And that light is shaped like an F. And an F is for friends who have fun questions together. Michael, my friend, do you have a fun question for us? It is so late. I'm so ready to go to bed.
It's so funny because we say that a lot whenever we're recording late, but then I just think about the people who are like listening when this episode comes out. And it's literally like 1 a.m. for some people.
There's
guess
two camps of
that is
people
late.
who listen to this episode on release. Like there's some people, because we release it early for the Euro boys, right? So when the Europeans listen to it, like I think it's probably like a nice evening show for the Australians. It's like a morning commute for the Europeans. But then we also have like a handful of like front row fanatic psychopath Americans who are awake when the episode comes out. And either that's because they're working night shift or they're in like the West Coast. But either way, West Coast doesn't come out till like 11 p.m. So like we do have a small core of like super dedicated Americans who are like, hell yeah, episode's out, let's go, baby. Like
we make night shift
because
better.
like you'll notice the episode doesn't even get announced in the Discord until Michael and I are like conscious at like 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So the episode's out for several hours by the time we tell you guys about it. But for the few of the proud who listen on release, we salute you. We love you. We hope you're not nearly as tired as we are right now. But
hopefully not. Well, I do have a fun question. Enough milking it.
Yeah.
I think we should go.
We're gonna mix things up for this fun question this week, folks. Michael had a fun question, and he started reading it, and I said, "Wait a second, I think we've already done that one." And then we found out that we already did read that fun question, and not only that, but Michael was wearing the same shirt when he read it, which I just personally got a kick out of myself. I feel like I had to say
Listen,
something.
it was 2 episodes ago. Oh, by the way, it's episode 150. We don't really shout out or like care about numbers, but like that's kind of fun.
It's your first solo 150.
Hell
baby.
yeah.
There it is. I should just leave and make Michael solo the rest of the episode. No, but I have 2 questions here, and they kind of go hand in hand, and they're from the Xpwaste AMA we did back in March because we never got through those questions. We didn't forget about them. We just got distracted and I forgot about them. But we have them now. So we have 2 of them here that I'm going to read off because they kind of go hand in hand. So Slayoxis, or Shane, one of my former bingo teammates from way back in the day, said, if you could seamlessly recreate OSRS in any other game's engine, what would it be? So think Skyrim, DayZ, World of Warcraft, anything. Where would you try to recreate old school RuneScape?
I think it would be fun in Baldur's Gate. Like that. It's very, very similar. Point and click. You know, you're using things on a hotbar. You have an inventory. It's very, very similar in mechanics as far as it's a point and click, not MMO, but an RPG. So I think having old school RuneScape, but in like hyper realistic graphics and like really cool cutscenes that are voice acted, like that would just be neat. And I know what you're saying. Play RS3, but even RS3 is not that good of graphics, not like hyper realistic. So whatever engine Baldur's Gate used, I think it would translate really, really well. You could also go super opposite and do it in like a super pixelated like Stardew Valley. I think that would be kind of cool as well. We're already in the kind of shitty graphics area, so going head first into this is an 8-bit style game that's also kind of point and click. I don't necessarily want it to be like always top down. I like having somewhat of a 3D, but I guess if we're going in the style of that game, it kind of has to be top down, like how Stardew Valley is. But I think either one of those would be really cool. Baldur's Gate, man, that got me excited. Like, can you imagine the game of old school, but in Baldur's Gate, where like maybe you're running around killing Vorkath and he has like lair actions and it's not like a super predictable fight, and you can use spells and stuff. I know it's basically D&D. So when I say spells,
it's basically what RuneScape is, though.
Yeah,
there's no initiative order. Like if you think about it, if you take away the initiative order, that's just what RuneScape combat is.
So is that a cop-out
Right,
answer?
it's the-
Because I don't think it was. I think it would be
No,
really
I don't think
cool.
so. Because also, like, my character, I almost said could f*** a vampire, but like, let's be honest, they're all hot. All the companions are hot.
Yeah.
Hear me out. Even the Emperor.
I haven't gotten that far yet.
Even the
I'm
Emperor.
on the cusp of Act 3.
You got to get there,
I gotta
man.
finish
Telling
it.
you,
Maybe
you
I'll
gotta get
maybe
there.
I'll burn out on RuneScape artificially and call it bingo
Perhaps.
burnout and just like finish Baldur's Gate this week.
I don't think it's called. You don't have to fake a burnout. You can, Michael.
I'm
You're
not-
allowed to play a different
I'm not-
fucking game if you want to, brother.
I'm-
You don't have to fake.
I'm not burned out though. Like
Oh my
I
god!
like playing this game.
Like I said at the top of the episode, you guys might have a problem, and you're in good company. I think for me, and it would kind of definitely change the direction of how the game is played. But like, I think I may have even said it before, but like a park builder sim for old school would be cool. Like you can, or maybe like a city builder sim. You know, like you build cities and towns and little zoos and shit like that. Because we have a lot of like your individual character wouldn't be as important in the landscape, right? But your character would shift to this sort of like god-esque figure that now shapes the landscapes and shapes the towns and shapes the zoos and things like that. Like that would be super cool to create in a different game engine.
Yeah, and you could have like
So kind
a
of
grand exchange in every city, and then that's how that city generates like income from the tax, and you have like different boss encounters that you can send your. Yeah, I like that. I think a Sims style-esque game, but more so you're focused on building up the different cities around the world.
that would be fun. There's one more that kind of builds off of that I thought these kind of go kind of hand in hand with. Torin asks for the same AMA. He said, if OSRS were an open world sandbox game, where could you plant your house and crops and whatever you want? Where, blah. Oh my God, I fumble the question. That doesn't happen very often. If OSRS were an open world sandbox game where you could plant your house and crops wherever you wanted, where would you set up your dream den and why?
Den. That immediately made me think underground. And if you played any Minecraft with me, you know that, well, maybe not but like when I play Minecraft, I am a tunnel dweller. I thrive underground in Minecraft. Like I'm hunting diamonds. I'm making full iron. Like I'm finding all of the best resources. I'm caving, I'm tunneling, I'm doing all of it underground. And like the caves and whatever that they did for the expansion a few years ago, that was mind blowing because you could just have your entire existence underground. So I think I literally would try and live underground. Where though, I'm not sure. Am I chilling with the dwarves? Am I chilling with the elves in some capacity? Because they have some underground places. I certainly don't want to live in the underground pass. I think that would be dreadful. But like, yeah, I think somewhere underground. If I could start like a snowflake, I think a caveman account would be kind of fun. It'd be very hard, but I think it would be fun.
Michael once artificially on a public Minecraft server that we had years ago with people in TNL, he once made an artificial restriction. He said, Oxie, come be a vampire with me and somebody else. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, we can't go see the sun. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, so we can't go outside during the day, and if we do, we have to build like tunnels to get places. So I'm like, I gotta level with you, dog. I'm probably not gonna do that. And he's like, suit yourself, man. You're missing out. This fucking guy was building like dirt tunnels, like, but just like individual blocks above him to like walk from one place to another because it was more convenient instead of him having to like burrow and then dig 60 feet straight up or 60 blocks straight up. So I'm like, Michael, why is there just a line of dirt 3 blocks off the ground? He's like, that's my path so the sun doesn't get me. I'm like, Michael, what the fuck?
It's so fun.
Like that was his whole shtick, and it was just a totally arbitrary. It wasn't modded. It was just like a totally arbitrary restriction. And he's like, my character just can't see the sun.
And I could only go out freely at night. It's when I thrived. I just never slept though.
I remember.
Oh, that was good. That's fun times. Ah, man, why don't we burn out in Minecraft instead of Baldur's Gate? We should do that.
Where would I set up my dream den?
Where would you set it up?
In old school RuneScape?
Don't say Hosidius.
I mean, I know I wasn't gonna say Hosidius. I wasn't gonna say Catherby either. Low key, looking at the map right now, the Feldip Hills or the Piscatoris hunting area don't look too bad.
They're very spacious.
I don't know what kind of crops you could grow up there. I feel like maybe Feldip Hills, because it's like a pretty like temperate environment, right? Like maybe by Corsair Cove,
Mm-hmm.
you know, maybe that'd be a good place to like set up shop and, you know, have a little farm. You could do some fishing off of the beach, and you know, that'd be fun.
Yeah, you got beachfront property over there, and
Yeah,
you can go
Corsair Cove's-
explore the woods.
I think that place has a lot of potential to set up a nice little, you know, farmhouse and maybe get some like animals going or something like that in there. That'd be a good time.
I was gonna say
That'd be
Piscatoris.
quite the good time.
Piscatoris seems like not the place to be because there's so many wild animals. But
I mean, so is Feldip Hills.
I mean, you got
right?
like
They're both hunter
chinchompas and
areas.
birds. That's
Also, spined larupias.
oh, I don't do that. I've never done one of those. I haven't done zero rumors. So like, if you tell me something that's kind of like I should know,
I
because
haven't
of
done it
rumors,
since leagues. It's not because of rumors. It's because
Oh.
of leagues. I do master tier rumors, dude. I'm trying to get my block list set up where I get red chinchompas on a block list for rumors, and then I'm cheering. Because now that I have the pet, I might never catch another chinchompa again if I don't have to. Hate chinchompas.
Don't do it.
They're so
Just
boring.
herbivore till 99.
But rumor clogs.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you plenty of levels, I guess, to be able to still fill it out.
Well, folks, that is going to wrap up our fun question. And as such, that is also going to wrap up our episode. Hope you guys enjoyed this kind of informal post-bingo review. We were kind of hoping we would have some numbers for you guys, but if you guys check the bingo chats, we'll probably leave them up for the rest of the week. Check the bingo chats. By now, they should have been posted in the announcements, I think, at some point. By now, they should have been posted about like the team stats. So like EHB per player, EHB per team. Maybe a little bit of money making is in there too. So I'm not 100% sure if they have like a team GP total this
that'd be
year.
cool.
But yeah, keep an eye out. Keep an eye out for that. And you guys can see some cool stats there if you guys like numbers. But with that, it is time for us to leave you. Huge shout out once again to Salted Seth, Salted Snail, Seth. It's weird because I don't ever call him Salted anything. I just call him Seth. I've been calling him Seth for years. So I look like I know who he is in the CC, but like his YouTube name, I feel like his YouTube name isn't even Salted Seth. It's something different.
Tone Deaf Snake?
Tone Deaf Snake. Yeah, there it is.
We should for sure shout him out. Salted Water is his name.
Hey, Salted Water. I knew it was something.
Oh, it's
I knew it was something different. It's all just Seth to me. So shout out to Seth for making us a bitchin' commercial. His link will be in the description
Go subscribe,
of this episode.
guys. Like, he has
every link.
Really good stuff on his YouTube.
It's like a lot of cool like RS3 stuff too. I'm pretty
awesome
sure.
Stuff.
A lot of every link you'll ever need for us will be in the description down below. But you guys already know what that is. If you made it this far, go check down there. You'll find everything: Twitch, Discord, all that stuff. Bingo has been fun. And now is the time that we rest, both as players and as admins. Because come about mid-June, maybe, early July, the gears are going to have to start turning for the fall. Brace yourselves for the fall, folks. With that, Bingo Talk will cease for the meantime. And we will see you next week. Bye, everyone.
Bye.